Today we're going to take a look at the rest of Black Ops Cold War's DLC seasons, the release dates, and all of the new content, including the maps that we're expected to see in Seasons 4, 5, and 6. A lot of stuff to go through here in today's video. I don't know when I'm going to upload this video. We may have already hit 80k, but as of recording this video, we're about 100 subs away, man. So if you guys are new and would like to subscribe, I would greatly appreciate that so much. And be sure to leave a like on the video as well. But let's go through here first, the release dates for all of this upcoming DLC in Black Ops Cold War. We have up next the Season 4 Reloaded update, which will break down the DLC for that in a second, but the release date is expected to be on Thursday, July 15th, and then we have the release of Season 5, which is expected to be on Thursday, August 12th. If this season is 55 days in length, similar to most of the seasons in Black Ops Cold War, Season 5 should end on Wednesday, October 6th, which means the next day, Thursday the 7th, Season 6 would presumably begin. But here's where it gets a bit interesting, because this is a pretty late start for a Season 6 in Black Ops Cold War. Last year with Modern Warfare Season 6, it began a bit earlier, and it lasted for 46 days up until the release of Black Ops Cold War, and then we went into some type of limbo period, and then finally, Season 1 of Cold War and Warzone began in December. For Cold War Season 6 right now, if it's going to begin on Thursday, October 7th, then we only have about 3 to 4 weeks until the new Call of Duty releases, which could mean that Season 6 this time around might only be around 30-something days, which is a really short season, and maybe at that point, they would just update the game at launch and there won't be a reloaded update and we'll go straight into Vanguard. Or, if we say that Season 6 will be 55 days in length, which is the normal time for a season to be, that brings us from October 7th all the way till Wednesday, December 1st, which is way too late for that season to end unless Activision decides to just continue Season 6 when the new Call of Duty 2021 releases. Because, again, last time around, we had this limbo period, but this time they could just continue the current season and make it so Season 1 of Vanguard and Warzone begins right when Season 6 ends in December. If they did that, that would make sense, although it wouldn't make sense to have a Black Ops Cold War season live during Vanguard. That's why I said it's going to get a bit interesting with Season 6. We don't know if we're getting a super short season, a long season, a season that continues into Vanguard. We really don't know for sure, but we will know very soon. We do know we're getting at least one last season there, and there's going to be a lot of cool DLC in that season, especially, which we'll get into later on in this video. Now let's go through all of the DLC, the major pieces of content we're getting for each of these upcoming seasons, and the reloaded updates. First off, again, is the next big one, Season 4 Reloaded. Martyr will be the focal point of this season. I fully expect the roadmap for Season 4 Reloaded to have a Berlin Zombies theme. It'll be all about Martyr. This is the biggest thing that's happening, at least for this Reloaded update. They're definitely going to have a lot of hype surrounding this map here. For other pieces of content, we're also going to get a new DLC perk added to Zombies. We know from the leaked info that we still have Mule Kick, PhD, and Double Tap left to release. Most people are expecting to see the Double Tap DLC perk based on the teasers we saw on the new multiplayer map from Season 3, Diesel, and other videos people have been making. But, you know, we might get Mule Kick or PhD. I feel like most people do want to see Double Tap, so we're definitely getting a DLC perk regardless. Whatever it is, we're getting a DLC perk, which is super cool. We haven't seen one since Tombstone in Season 1 from Firebase Z. And we could also see some field upgrades and ammo mods as well. We've been getting a lot more of them recently, but there's still a bunch left to release. Lightning Links is one of them, a leaked field upgrade that has been the files of the game since launch. No guarantee that it releases in this next Reloaded update, but it's definitely really possible here. And for Outbreak, we should get a new objective added to the mode. Considering we didn't see a new one at the start of Season 4, we probably won't see a new Outbreak map. We just had the second Easter egg in Outbreak. We had a new map added, Zoo. So I feel like they're going to take a break from Outbreak, allow Martyr to have the spotlight here in Zombies. We might get a new objective for Outbreak, maybe a new little feature. That's pretty much it here for Outbreak Season 4 Reloaded. For multiplayer, we're most likely going to see that 6v6 map Echelon that we've been talking about for a while now. Takes place on top of a skyscraper. Should be a pretty cool one here. And we know we're getting the Black Ops 2 remake of Rush, which is sick as well. And we might see other surprises, but nothing bigger than what we just covered here. A couple multiplayer maps, the Zombies update, DLC perk, some operators weapons, but that's pretty much it here. It won't be a major update, but some good content nonetheless. nonetheless. Now, moving into the content we're expected to see in Season 5, it seems like this might be one of the biggest seasons we have so far in this game. There's just a lot of major events and stuff happening during this season, from the Call of Duty reveal event to Days of Summer to a new DLC for Zombies map. There's a lot going on here. So first off, we have the reveal event for Call of Duty 2021 COD Vanguard. That's going to be pretty sick in my opinion. They should try to do a lot of stuff here, considering that they probably know that people aren't as excited for this game as they may have been in the past for other new Call of Duties. So hopefully Activision keeps that in mind and they make it a really sick reveal event to get people interested and potentially ready to play this next game. I like the World War II setting, so I'm excited to see what we get here, but there's going to be a huge reveal event, most likely during Season 5. I still think it could be towards the end of Season 4, beginning of Season 5. But if we look at what they did last year, during the first half of Season 5 in Modern Warfare, we had a bunch of different teasers, the pawn takes pawn stuff, in-game Easter eggs in Black Ops 4's Summit multiplayer map in Warzone, and that eventually all led to an in-game reveal event in Warzone right after the release of Season 5 Reloaded on August 26th, 2020. So most likely here, this year, it'll be the same type of schedule. First F Season 5 beginning on August 12th. We've got a bunch of teasers. I hope they don't do pawn takes pawn again. Hopefully it's more in-game teasers and Easter egg hunts, stuff like that. I think that would be pretty cool to be able to go back to World War II from 2017 and go on those multiplayer maps, zombie maps, find Easter eggs that we can use in Warzone now in 2021. The reveal event, I think that would be pretty cool, but that should be the first half of Season 5, and by Season 5 Reloaded, which again will be the end of August, we'll get that in-game event for Vanguard. Pretty sick as well. Now, also, right after Season 5 Reloaded, we got the Days of Summer event, which was also leaked to be coming this year in Black Ops Cold War and Warzone. That included a bunch of new modes, challenges, themed in-game events, and different stuff like that, so that should be pretty cool to see. Hopefully, it doesn't overlap too much with COD 2021, because I hate when we have dry periods of no content, and then all of a sudden, just a bunch of different events all happening at once. I would maybe want to see Days of Summer the end of Season 4, and then Season 5 could all be about Vanguard and all of that new reveal stuff, but, you know, we'll have to see what happens very soon. Most likely, based on last year's dates, this will all be during Season 5, and for other in-game content along with the reveal as well, we should see a bunch of other operators, weapons added from Vanguard into Black Ops Cold War. Last year, we did see some Treyarch weapons in Modern Warfare and Warzone. We had the Frank Woods operator available for pre-ordering Black Ops Cold War. It was available in Warzone and Modern Warfare as well. So all of this stuff will happen this time around. We'll have a World War II themed soldier. We'll have some weapons from World War II added to the game as well. A lot of you guys were commenting on my recent videos that you would want to see the MP40 added into this game. That would be really cool, especially for zombies. MP40 is a classic in zombies, of course. So let me know down below any other World War II themed weapons or content you want to see added to Cold War and Warzone ahead of the release of this next game, Vanguard. And for other Season 5 stuff here, for multiplayer, talking about new original maps for a second, it's hard to tell what exactly Treyarch will release for these new updates. Usually, these maps are unknown and are surprises unless there's prior leaked gameplay like we had with Apocalypse back in Season 1 and Echelon now. But for remakes, we have plenty of info on that. From this tweet here, MW2 Ghost told us that there should be a couple more Black Ops 2 remakes to come to Cold War, and then Season 6, along comes the Black Ops 1 remakes. Who knows, maybe even some from other Treyarch CODs. So we'll talk about Season 6 in a second, but for Season 5, I would expect to see one or maybe two more Black Ops 2 remakes in this season here. The last one from our leaked list is Slums, so I feel like that might be the last BO2 remake we see in the entirety of Cold War. But we could see one more surprise BO2 remake. Of course, I've been saying Meltdown, Plaza, Carrier, all of these underrated, underappreciated Black Ops 2 maps that we don't see a lot of. These maps are never remade, so to see one of these added to Cold War would be really, really sick. I would also expect to see 1 to 2 more original maps added to this season. Some gunfight maps, of course, operators, some weapons, as we always see in these new updates. But for zombies, this could be a pretty big season for zombies as well. Tom Henderson recently gave us some leaked information about this. He said that he's hearing rumors that the Black Ops Cold War Berlin map is the last DLC zombies map. This isn't the case. There's one more planned for September, and Treyarch still have the Chronicles 2 maps ready to go. but I'm not sure if those were released during Black Ops Cold War. We'll take this one step at a time here. I'll talk about Chronicles 2 later on in this video for Season 6, but for Season 5, we're going to see this final round-based zombies map added to Cold War. It's super exciting and also on schedule. Origins in Black Ops 2's DLC 4 released on August 27th, 2013. Revelations for Black Ops 3's DLC 4 released on September 6, 2016. Tactor Toten DLC 4 for Black Ops 4 released September 23rd, 2019. So it's all around the same time here. Super cool. I could definitely see this final map being on the Season 5 Reloaded roadmap, which we would get around mid to late August, but not releasing until 2 to 3 weeks after that Reloaded roadmap update, similar to Firebase Z, and it would end up releasing in late September, right before the release of Season 6 in the first week of October. But for more zombies content as well for Outbreak, we should see the next Outbreak DLC map added, Weather Station. A lot of people have been saying that should be the next map we see based on leaks and evidence. Zoo was actually the first Outbreak specific map. It's the only map that hasn't really been a fire team map as well. So will Weather Station be the same thing? Will it also be a fire team map? We'll have to see very soon. But let's move into Season 6 now, the most unknown, but potentially the most exciting season we're getting here. We might get a lot of DLC, but we might not get anything. And it really depends on how they do the release here. As we talked about earlier, this could be a pretty short season or a pretty big season to end off Black Ops Cold War and Warzone, and especially for zombies, this could be huge. This could be where we see Zombie Chronicles 2 finally release. As we talked about before, we know from the MW2 Ghost leak that the Black Ops 1 remade maps will finally release. He's referring to Firing Range, Jungle, and Summit. We've known about these maps releasing in Cold War for a while now, so many months even before this game even released, so I'm glad we're finally getting some Black Ops 1 love. It's gonna be cool to see these maps in this game, even if it's a bit late into the game's life cycle. I, of course, still want to see other remakes from Black Ops 1, launch maps and DLC maps that we haven't seen remade before. It seems like that might not happen at this point in time. Maybe in a potential year 2 of Black Ops Cold War, they'll add a bunch of these other remakes. They'll show them some love, but as of now, Season 6 should be Fire Range, Jungle, Summit, and that's pretty much a here for Black Ops 1 in this game at least. But for zombies, we might finally get the release of the Zombies Chronicles 2 map pack, Transit, Die Rise, and Buried in Black Ops Cold War, which is super exciting here. We've had so many leaks about this coming to Cold War. We had stuff about the maps being ported over into Cold War. We've had stuff about, Tom Henderson just said that these maps are ready to release. He just doesn't know when. And I think right now there are two sides to this argument here. One is that Treyarch, Activision, overall, they're not going to release content into the previous game when the new title is out. So when Vanguard and Warzone are currently out, they don't want to divert attention back to Black Ops Cold War, so they wouldn't want to release Zombie Chronicles 2 during Vanguard's life cycle because Vanguard needs all of the attention it could get. And also, Treyarch are apparently working on the zombies for Vanguard, so it wouldn't make sense to have Treyarch release content in Black Ops Cold War and also release content in Vanguard, both being zombies. What I think is really possible here is that they just release these maps on Cold War's engine in the game in Season 6, right at the end of the game's life cycle. People will still, of course, go back and play it, and it wouldn't be a big deal. Or Treyarch actually release these maps in Vanguard because it's still being made by Treyarch. It's pretty much going to be Treyarch Zombies, just in a different game. It might be slightly different to Cold War Zombies, but I don't think that's a bad thing at all, honestly. Vanguard Zombies will have the Treyarch vibe. It should be pretty cool, just on a different engine, the Modern Warfare engine, and maybe seeing these maps on this different engine could be a pretty cool change of pace here. It might be a little refreshing to play zombies on a different engine now. So I don't know, man. Let me know down below. Most of you guys definitely want to see these maps on the Cold War engine. I do too, but it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to see them on Vanguard's engine. We'll have to see about that very soon. But again, there's a very good possibility we do see this towards Season 6 in October, around Halloween time, right before the release of Vanguard, which would be super exciting for zombie fans out there. And hopefully we get this very soon. I can't wait to play these maps. Of course, Black Ops 2, my favorite game of all time. I would just love to see these maps released during Cold War's life cycle. And that's pretty much it here for this video. Just a rundown of the major pieces of content we're getting for each season. There is a lot of other specific pieces of info that we could go through in future videos, but for this video, I just want to give a general rundown, mostly about the multiplayer and zombie maps for each season to give you guys an idea as to what we're expecting for these next couple seasons for specific weapons, equipment, miscellaneous items, operators. Those, we don't really get information for that until a few weeks before it releases, and it's really hard to say what we're getting for that. But for maps and zombies and stuff like that, it's a bit easier to figure out what we're getting here, and events, it's a bit easier to schedule that. So hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. Let me know down below what you're most hyped for Season 4 Reloaded, Season 5, Season 6. There are 2 videos up on screen that may interest you, so be sure to check over them out. Really do appreciate it, guys. Shout out to the YouTube channel members. As always, leave a comment down below Black Ops if you watch the entire video. It is greatly appreciated. I'll see you guys in the next video or live stream. Peace out, guys.